So what we're doing here together is very, very simple. We're waking up. We're waking up out of our dream. Which means that we're liberating ourselves from the world of the human thinking mind that never stops thinking. Anybody ever noticed that? The mind just keeps thinking, pulling you somewhere into your past or somewhere into your future. That's what thought does. All thought takes you out of the present moment into the past or future. And to the extent that you believe in that world of the past and future, the world of your mind, the world of your thoughts, the world of your opinions and concepts and ideas, all of that, to the extent that you believe in all of that, then you are lost in illusion. You're lost in your dream. The dream, or Maya as the Hindus might call it, the dream is actually anything outside of this moment. That's the dream. How do you have access to anything about yourself or about your life outside of this moment other than through thinking your way outside of this moment? Through thought, through memory, through imagination. You leave the truth of life, which is this moment, and you go off into this illusory world of past and future. It's actually quite amazing that we can do that. It's amazing that we can. The problem is that we've all gotten so absorbed into this past and future world of the mind and thought and concept and memory and idea and opinion. We've gotten so absorbed into it that we've actually disconnected from the truth of life, which is revealed to us only when we become very, very deeply present. When we become very, very present, we start to open up to what is really here. And as we open up to what is really here, we begin to experience what all the great sages and masters have been speaking of for centuries, including Buddha, Lao Tzu, Jesus, Ramana Maharshi. It doesn't matter who it is. They have all been speaking of this possibility of awakening to a higher level of consciousness, to literally free ourselves from illusion and separation, and awaken into the truth of life, revealed through the present moment. And as we become more and more present, as we settle into the present moment and deepen, we begin to open up to the sacred dimension of life. We begin to taste and sense the existence of the eternal. Because that is who you are at the very center of your being. At the very center of your being, you are eternal. But you can't discover that, you can't know that, if you're lost in the world of time. Which is what happens when you get absorbed into the world of the mind, the past and future, the world of thought, memory, idea, all of that. When we get absorbed into that world and lose our connection with the present moment. And what I'm describing is actually what has happened to humanity. The whole of humanity is lost in illusion. And the sad thing is, for the most part, they don't know. And for the most part, they don't care. And even those on a spiritual path will sooner or later have to confront a very stark truth. An uncompromising truth. And that uncompromising truth is that in truth, there is no life outside of this moment. This is it. And when we can relax into that simple truth and just relax into being here, just relax into it. It's already here, so just relax into being here. Then slowly and gradually we settle into presence and everything starts to transform all by itself. You start to open up into an entirely new dimension of yourself and an entirely new dimension of life. Now here's the good news, just so you don't have to freak out. Right? The good news is, just because you're opening into the truth of life, just because you're relaxing and deepening into presence, and awakening out of illusion, awakening out of the dream, it doesn't mean the dream has to go away. You can still think, you can still enjoy that life of time and past and future, you can have your memories, you can fantasize, you can have your opinions and your concepts and your beliefs, all of that can stay. As long as you don't believe in any of it as true, then there's no problem. It's just play. It's what the Hindus call lila, play. Then there's no problem. As you're awakening, you know where the truth of life is. It's here. And more your life is lived here. You're here with these flowers. You're here with the microphone. You're here as you look out. And behold who is here. You're here. Which means you're nowhere else. You're here and nowhere else. Just for this moment. Not forever. It's only and always just for this moment. You're here and nowhere else. Now, how can you be somewhere else? Easy. Think yourself out of here. Bring your past in with you, and your past will project through and distort your perception of what and who is really here. You'll be projecting your past onto what is here. Or you'll be projecting your imagination of the future, or how you want things to be, or how things should be. You'll be projecting all those painful emotional wounds from childhood onto the present. You'll be projecting the limiting beliefs that we all acquired in childhood onto the present, if you're not here. But if you're present, really present, then you're here and you're nowhere else. That's what it means to be awake. You're here and you're nowhere else, which is a very generous state of being. How generous must you be to be utterly here and available to what is here? How generous are you in that state? It is a state of extreme generosity where you're saying, I am here. Whether you're saying it to the flowers and being utterly present with the flowers, or whether you're saying it to the beloved friend, it doesn't matter. I am here, and I'm nowhere else. I'm not bringing my past and projecting it onto you. I'm not escaping into my fantasy about the future and leaving you. No, I'm here. That's what it means to be awake. And then you start to encounter others who are here. Or your very presence is an invitation for others to be here. And you find others are responding to you and becoming more present. And slowly, slowly everything changes. And we begin to emerge out of that world of separation that we've lived in for so long. Separate from the truth of life, this moment. Separate from the truth of love, which is who you are in this moment. Separate from the truth of God, which is this moment revealed.